Okay, we must have this on to work. All right, now, I would like to introduce to you another speaker, and she's going to be speaking tonight to us about Africa. Her name is Chichi Okizi, and she is a member here at Church of the Harvest International, and we just love her. She is a sweetheart. She is the owner and the producer of Simple Networking. She's an author, and she teaches seminars on the art of networking and cultural awareness. She is fluent in French and also speaks her parents' maternal Nigerian language. Let's give Chichi a hand tonight as she comes.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Chichi Okizi, and I'm glad to be here tonight. As Connie had mentioned, I'm going to be talking about a different spin on diversity, and that's the relationship between Africans and African Americans. There is a bit of a gap there. My parents are Nigerian. They're from a country in Africa called Nigeria, and I specify that because there are two countries. There's Niger and Nigeria, so you can be Nigerian coming from both of those places. But in any case, they were actually born and raised in Nigeria and moved here to the United States in the 70s, and my brother, my sister, and I were considered first generation here in the United States. And if you look to my left here, our flag is up, the green, red, and green flag. And the national language for Nigeria is English, so there are Africans that speak English. There are lots of misconceptions that Africans have about African Americans, as well as African Americans have about Africans. And growing up in our environment was a different experience for us. But I think now, with the growth of globalization and advancement, it's bridging this gap between these two groups. And bridging the gap socially, academically, business-wise, and even politically. If we look from the social aspect, there are churches here, even in Metro Atlanta, that are African-American-based churches where Africans are coming to worship with their African-American counterparts and vice versa. There are Africans that come here to set up churches that have African-American members as well. And in the academic realm, I majored in French cultural studies and minored in African studies, but a lot of my African studies classes were cross-listed with African-American studies as well as history courses. And of course, from the business standpoint, you have a lot of African entrepreneurs and business people that are doing business with African Americans, whether they're partnering, having vendors, customers, and clients. And of course, last but not least, from the political realm, our President of the United States, President Barack Obama, comes from an African background. He does have the African ancestry, but was born and raised in the United States, and is definitely using his experience to bring harmony and grace to alleviate this gap. In any case, but I want to thank you all for being here tonight, allowing me to share, and thank you so much.
So, Connie, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about this lady that I know. She has an issue because her brother is going to be marrying somebody coming up very soon, and it's not because he doesn't like the person, it's because the color of their skin. And so, in talking to her, I'm finding out that she's like really sick in her body. She's been so upset that she's got herself in such a tither, if that's a word, that I just don't know what to tell her. What should I do?
Well, Colleen, as our pastor teaches us, Pastor Rob always says, if you have a question, go to your instruction book and look in God's Word. So why don't we take a look at what God says, what we should be doing, and how we should be looking at this. So would you please read a couple of scriptures to us?
Yes, we will do that. I was thinking that we should look in the book of Numbers 12, and you know what? I think that something else is going to take place, and we'll read this in a moment. You know, God spoke to Moses, and he told himself to take unto himself an Ethiopian Cushite bride. Sing, sing, sing,